There is a knife. That is not. That is not the knife. It is a key. It's about 9 inches long, with a long golden blade. It was weaving blood channels along the shaft that seemed to be almost traced to words, but no meaning has been found in them yet. The edge is keen, and it is said to have the right hands that can slice the silence. If fitted to the base of the hilt is a cut polished ruby. Despite the apparent size of the gemstone, it does not affect the weight of the blade. To hold the blade is to be possessed with the passion so vigor for life. Your confidence will tower over the other men, and it will be impossible to find doubt in yourself. The artifact is responsible for many crimes, with the passion the most realized, and the most under its spell is often unaware. But all this is merely a side effect of its true purpose. The blade is the key, a key to any heart you desire, literally. To be internally loved by the object you desire, you must slip the blade between the ribs through the heart muscle. The blade will not harm if it's performed correctly. However, the slightest mistake will render the injuries inflicted all too real, and they will soon shuffle loose from its mortal coil. This is a choice you must face. Many would risk their own lives just to be who they are and who they love, but they would risk the lives of their beloved for the same reward, and they would even seek their permission. Well, that was The Golden Dilemma, written by the Silicone Lemming. My final thoughts on the story. Well, even though this is a short creepypasta, I still thought it was a really good story. I mean, I like the grammar of the story. The grammar was really well made. The concept of it seems interesting, and I honestly really thought it was enjoyable, to say the least. Now, like I'm gonna say though, I actually remember hearing a couple narrators actually narrate this story, and I thought, maybe I should go ahead and give this one a read. I personally really like this one. I thought it was a good story. I thought it was well made. It's definitely a really good story. I mean, it's one of the good creepypastas out there that I recommend you guys checking this one out. Now, I will leave a link in the description down below for any of you guys who are interested in, checking this story out. But I will say right now, this is a really great story, and it's really well made in detail. I personally really like it. It's so well made. Even though it's a short story, I have to give props to the author for writing such an amazing, well made story. Even though this is a short one, but I still find this very enjoyable, and I found a lot of enjoyability in this story, which is honestly something we like to see when it comes to stories like this, is we find the enjoyability that this story really has, and this is exactly what this story has. So, apologies for that little sudden, pause. I kind of sneezed, so anyway. I personally thought it was a really good, well-made story. It's got a good concept in that. I personally would have liked if this story was a little longer, but the story was actually quite good the way it is. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I can't even find any negatives to say about what I did not like about this story. But at the same time, it still might have maybe had some flaws that I can't really point my finger on, but it's still a good story. So with that being said, like I said before, I'll leave a link in the description of this story, so that way you guys can take a look at the story if you haven't, so you guys will get a chance to, take a look at it. And like I'm going to say to the author of the story, you did a great job. This was definitely a fun read. I personally enjoyed this story. This one was actually really fun to read. I personally love this story. Even though it's a short story, but I still find it to be really enjoyable, and it's well made too. So, anyways, with that being said, and that being the case, Like I'm always going to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these stories. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. I give this story a 9 out of 10. While it's a really great story, I just wish the story was maybe a little longer. That's why it's getting a 9 out of 10. While it's an enjoyable story, I do wish it was a little longer, but I still personally like this story, even how it is. The story was still well made in detail. It is, got good grammar and stuff, and I personally like the storyline. Even though it's a short story, I personally still find it enjoyable for my liking, personally. So, anyways, with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this story? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally help make this story a lot better. Leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you're interested in following my Twitter account, link to my Twitter account will be in the About page section, so you guys can go check that out. If you're also interested in following my DeviantArt, link to my DeviantArt will be in the About page section, so you guys can go check that out. Also, if you're interested in subscribing to my backup channel known as Ms. Dark Shigo, link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go have a look at the story if you haven't. And as always, if I'm missing something about this story that I did not talk about, let me know what it is in the comments below. And as always, I'm the Lion Queen, and I want to thank you so much for watching, like I said before. And as always, roll the outro, because I'm out.